on. My nose started bleeding. Pain was real. We're all good now. Again, sorry about that. Back to the game. You look Spirit up and down and notice that she's wearing all black, like the lighthouse. I noticed there's a bit of theme. Is black your favorite color? Black isn't really a color at all. It's the absence of color. It's a void. Like me. Spirit smiles. Nature abhors a vacuum. Not sure if that's a good or a bad thing. The lapping waves on the shore of the coast set a romantic tone. The fog that surrounds Spirit everywhere she goes blends perfectly with the mist rolling over the rocky shoreline. She's at one with this place. So are you. Peace doesn't last too long, however, as the lighthouse lets out a eerie howl, like a monster dying. A spiraling black light stretches out across the sky. Spirit has to yell at you just to be heard. Oh yeah, it does that! The light and the sound recede as the two of you sit in silence. Spirit lays a towel down and pats on it gently. Clearly, she wants your company, so you oblige. When you do, she takes out some sunscreen and hands it to you. Not exactly sure what to do. This is an invitation to get a little hands-on action? What else could it be? We're just gonna very politely go, thanks. Thanks. I forgot to bring my own when I lost my memory and fell into the ocean. No problem. I figured as much. Spirit turns away as you slather lotion all over your body. You need a little help reaching those difficult spots? See a hand floating around your back. Sure, Spirit. Why not? Sure, why not? Spirit hands on your backs are ice cold, but she has a soft touch. When she's done, she takes care of herself. You watch as Spirit applies sunscreen to herself in the most unique way, by floating her own hand around her back to spread it on. I want to ask about the glass shards. I want to know so badly. Please? So, if you don't mind, what's the deal with all those shards of glass sticking out all over your body? You really want to know? You're not creeped out by them? No, I think it's cool, honestly. You're not creeped out, just nervous because you know the answer may be very personal, but he's the person you want to get to know. I was just thinking about what you must have gone through to end up like that. Had been horrible. It was worse than death. At least death ends eventually. But I wouldn't want to forget. It literally made me who I am right now. Truth is, I could pull out all these bits of glass that are stuck to my flesh right now if I wanted to, but I don't want to. Each shard is a reminder of what my father did to me. What the world did to him. That's why I refuse to play the universe games. I hate the idea that I'd be forced to succumb to the pressure the way he did in the end. The way the fear and anger filled him up then came out bursting out. The way his misery flooded our home and drowned us all. It's fine. Continuity is okay. Yeesh. Hard not to think about revenge, the dragon inside me. It's doing to me what the world did to him. I have to fight it, even though it gives me strength. I must maintain control. You're stronger than he ever was. I'm sure of it. I appreciate that, T. And I suppose a little help isn't a bad thing in life and love. Both has a lot to endure alone. Maybe I could use a little assistance reaching my delicate toes and a bit of lotion. You know, having the body contorted in those vengeful poses, it really does a number on my joints. It rubs the lotion on its skin. Oh geez. Okay, hold on. Going. Okay. I want to save. Okay, we're saving. We're saving right here. So that if we fail this, we're gonna be on top of it. Okay, okay, we got this, we got this, we got this. Yeah! Perfect! Yeah! No. Shut up. We gotta ace this. We have to ace this, okay? Okay, there we go. Yeah. Oh, why does it get so fast? Okay, I'll take the notepads. Well, I suppose the ocean made it to where it was supposed to be going eventually. You weren't too incredibly wasteful. Another woman who believes in rushing through things just to get them done. There's a next time. I'm sure you'll do even better. Look up the lighthouse, its ominous, dark form hovering above this moment between spirit and yourself. Evil, as it clearly is. In this case, it does you a solid by blurting out another ominous moan and burst of black light that rescues you from this awkward silence. True, true. You're not wrong. But unlike Phasmophobia, Dead by Daylight was going for a very broad term. It's a ghost ship! I want to eat it! From seemingly out of nowhere, an ancient-looking ship appears in the water. It glows, itself a thing of death, a spirit of a ship that once sailed these centuries ago. It, tattered black flag whips in the ocean air above the ship as it careens towards the shore. Before crashing into the rocks, it must have been drawn in by the lighthouse. You hear the distant shouting of a sailor of the old wooden ghost ship breaks and sinks in the water. Oh, right. It does that sometimes, too. Should we, do something? No, I know. I didn't say things correctly. I brought up Phasma because of the comment you had made earlier. About, you know, the dots and stuff. And I was just generally comparing that game to this one. Because Spirit, Phasma, Ghost. My bad. I apologize. But it's just the name that she was... I'm not saying you're wrong. Like, you are 100% absolutely correct. It's just the name that she was given in Dead by Daylight, you know? No, the sharks will take care of it. In a minute, the ocean is quiet again, except for the waves. Note to self. Hungry sharks. But these time-traveling pirates, or whoever they were, you're half sure you saw one of those skull and crossbow flags. Weren't the only ones drawn here today. It's Wraith! He emerged from the palm trees behind you. I didn't come here to break up your date or something. I came here for that. Wraith points at the lighthouse. It's indifferent to his attention. I've been seeing it in my dreams, shining a strange light on me. I can't avoid it. Through wood and walls, nothing stops it from reaching to me. Oh, the haunted lighthouse. Does that to everyone at some point? They're no more special than me. Those dead pirates are the mermaid I saw washed up on the shore that one time. Ew. Mermaids, by the way, aren't even as close to a beautiful in person as they are in movies. More sea witch than underwater princess, if you get my drift. It's all part of a vast conspiracy, an epic river that that runs beneath the island or something. Pretty sure I figured it out. Basics anyway. If you come with me, you can get cut. Spirit waves her katana, nearly trimming a couple buttons off of Wraith's tropical shirt top. He takes a hint and backs away a few steps slowly. Quiet guy, he never really shuts up. Okay, be that way, you'll see. Alone at last, tension broke, and deathly moans quiet, and the Wraith vanished back to wherever he hangs out. You scoot close to the spirit, breathing in the damp, foggy air that emanates from her. Not quite clear how the whole fog things work, but you don't even care. You're feeling this moment. Spirit seems to be feeling it too. She starts to adjust her robe. You get a peek at the bathing suit beneath. For someone who seems intent on proving how little she cares what everyone else thinks, she put a lot of work into getting that suit to go. And that's got straps for days. You, however, are focused on what's happening with Spirit, so you don't see the next interruption coming. And Claudette and Dwight burst in on you, interrupting whatever you were doing. Doesn't seem like they were worried. Doesn't seem like they were worried they'd bump into much. We're here to make a very dramatic announcement. Well, technically, we're here to invite you to join us back at the beach. We'll make a very dramatic announcement. It's hard to being producers and the host. Aren't survivors supposed to work in groups of 4? When you arrive at the beach, you realize you were set up! Despite promising an announcement, Dwight and Claudette simply stand quietly. This isn't what you were promised at all. Wait a minute, there's no announcement here. But there is a me! Yeah, Munier's friend, I told you to get lost. You see, lost is what I am, and so are you. I know the way out. I've got a map back in my secret lair, literally and figuratively. I know the difference. That's why you should ditch Spirit and come spend the rest of the night with me instead. You got a secret lair? Damn it. Said anything about a secret lair. I've got, sap in my secret hair. With a flap on my secret chair. Don't change the subject. Don't ask me what he's talking about. You're trying to mess up the first nice day I've had in I don't know how long, because it's not even clear what year it is, but in a while? I'm not about to be ditched for the likes of you. I'm not messing things up like I keep trying to tell you. This is a dang island. I've come to accept a difficult truth. What's happening here? Well, I'm convinced that it's our fate, not anyone else's decision. It's simply the way it'll be. There's no use fighting it. What do you even know about fighting? All you know is hiding your squeaky little secret hair, crying like a baby while ringing your little bell. Don't tell me what I can and can't fight back against. I was born a fighter. A dragon inside me lives. I can't not fight even when all I might do is hide. Don't you see this giant hat? It's a metaphor. If I do have a fate, my fate is a win on every fight that comes my way. Got it? Folks. Oh, you hide. I've seen you hide. You do your little phase walking routine. What do you call that? Basically cloaking. We all know that cloaking is a type of hiding. Guys, ladies. There's plenty of me to go around. Folks. You cloak. I don't cloak. I'm not a cloaker. I phase walk out in the open. You just can't see me. You have no idea what they're talking about, but this sure sounds like some video game community forum thread, Minucha, if there's ever such a thing. Not that you know about that either. But it sure does seem like Dwight and Claudette are going to stop this, so it's on you. I was brought here to make this choice, so I might just do that now. And I choose Spirit. Guys, I want to smooch her. You can't make me not smooch her. When it comes down to it, neither of these two seem easy to love. I mean, damn, Spirit literally has broken glass shards sticking out of her, but she has a certain charm to her gloom. Spirit and I were actually having a nice time. Besides, it's my fate to end up on this island. Well, a helpless fate, really. And I don't take this the wrong way, Wraith, but the amount of awkwardness you pack into a single day, no wonder you're so skinny. And that second guessing yourself must burn a lot of calories. Damn! I'm on fire! No offense taken. Yeah, okay, it's true. I might be a little awkward sometimes, I guess. Right, so I'm gonna stick with Spirit. Spirit breathed out a sigh of relief. Got enough revenge to do without killing you and Wraith too. Spirit walks you to the corner to show you something that she discovered in a place, and you knew it was meant to be connected with her journey. A cherry tree. Just a small sapling has begun to sprout flowers. It doesn't make sense to see a cherry tree here in this place. Also, it doesn't make sense to see a ghost in a black bathing suit, so you just accept it. As Spirit steps up to the tree, a cold breeze pulls some petals off, and they come cascading through the air around both of you. You know the meaning of a cherry blossom? Beautiful, but also quite symbolic. Of course, like all good symbols, their meaning is pretty complicated. What do they mean to you? For many people, being among cherry blossoms is like being at a celebration of life. People travel great distances just to be near their vibrant beauty. However, as beautiful as they may be, they aren't magical. They're simply flowers. They quickly die and fade away. For this reason, they're also a symbol of fleeting nature of life, our fragile morality. In a way, in this vector of looming death that calls attention to the special moment to see and appreciate life. How does that duality make you feel, T? Frustrated. As you look at the tree and consider Spirit's question, you reflect on your own current predicament. Stranded here, no understanding of why, no control. The beauty of this island, the attention of such an interesting companion. They bring you joy, but it comes at the price of being completely confused and helpless. You look down and see the crumbling cherry blossoms on the ground at your feet. You stare at it. Something begins to rage inside you, like a dragon. How can anyone find comfort, even for a moment, with death and decay looming on the horizon? It makes me so frustrated. It makes me so mad. I want to do something about it. I want to strike back against this shitty reality. I think Spirit might be having a little bit of an influence on me. Spirit lets you go off, staying calm despite your bubbling rage. She must know thoughts like that. Is that why she asked you? So that you'd see things from her point of view? I want to be alive! You feel connected to her at this moment, more than you have at any point before. You wonder, does she feel the same? Once the fallen cherry blossoms represented the souls of samurai warriors, those with noble characters, those who did not fear death, those who were killed in the greatness sacrifice in honor to their emperor. Their lives were short, but their purpose gave them beauty. Those warriors saw death coming, but they never despaired. They stood and faced it. They held their swords and struck down their fear. But despite the samurai spirit lives on in me, in my noble bloodline. My life has ended, but my death continues to stretch on. Cycle is frozen. This cherry tree, it's not real. Though its petals fall, they'll soon replenish, as if it were installed here by someone. You watch as Spirit chooses her words very carefully. By something with no respect to the balance of life and death. We're sorry to interrupt. You know that we don't believe you, right? Yep. But this time we've got a really good reason. And it's nothing to do with us being manipulated by an unseen force, because that's definitely not happening. Nobody accused you of that, but okay. We're just here to tell you that it's time for dinner, silly. Get it while it's hot. Guess it's time to go, or whatever. Thanks for spending some time with me today. I enjoyed it. Me too. What a fun day you've been having. I can see it written all over your face. You're shining. And That's not just the remaining anxious sweat from spending all the time afternoon courting a psycho killer. No. You're really feeling this whole romantic experience. Don't worry, I'll keep your dirty little secrets. But enough gentle ribbing. It's time to get back to business. All the, appetizing singles have arrived for dinner, including Trickster. Wraith is here too. I'm not gonna do the gag where we all cram them on the screen at the same time, so just believe me. They're all here. They're all just as sexy and determined as you remember. Demented. That's a demented. With your love on the line, everyone is being careful not to offend you by saying the wrong thing. Congrats, by the way, on getting this far. I'm surprised that, as you are, these four are falling for you. No, not because of your personality, but because you just met them yesterday. However, since Trapper seems to like the biggest long shot to end up holding your heart, he throws caution to the wind and speaks up. It's a pretty small consolation prize for being the least loved killer on Murderer's Island, but hey, letting them leave this one moment in the spotlight is at least we can do, and heaven knows they won't do any better than that. If I'm dining solo, I'm eating what I want, and you're all eating it too. Lamb, shank, rare, salt, pepper, no sauces allowed. Serve it with one single piece of broccoli so Wraith won't complain. I like broccoli. Gives me horrible gas. Oh, I don't like that. Buddy, wait till you smell the rare lamb does to my bowels. Awesome. And it will be shortly. Be certain, power brokers would like to know about your day. Would you like to share your day with the rest of the group? An interesting day, that's for sure, but how will you describe it to the others? Say too much or too little, it could affect your standing with the group. Okay, but don't just sit there saying nothing. Nothing is not an option. I'm gonna be coy about it. You know, Spirit's not gonna want me to gush about it, you know? It wasn't really a date. It was more like two people avoiding everyone else and choosing to be alone, but doing it in a relatively close proximity to each other. That's exactly right. Couldn't have said anything of value better myself. Spirit is clearly happy with the way you portrayed your date. How surprised. She doesn't like people getting into her business. Knew it. Dwight and Claudette bring out dinner. Everyone eats in silence. No one trusts anyone now. They're all tired. No. Oh, wait, no, sorry. They're all dreary, supernatural horror thriller set in Antarctica. Not charming parody dating sim set in an undisclosed tropical paradise. Bony appetit. You mean bone? No, almost everything we serve has a lot of bones in it, even the vegetables. Possible to avoid on this island. Everyone eats without speaking. Tensions are rising, both of the sexual and deadly variety. When everyone finishes, Dwight and Claudette come back to clean the table. They linger around as you pick up your plate, take your napkin, and dust crumbs off the table. What would you like to say to the servants? I'm gonna ignore them. They've interrupted my date twice. So fuck you. Is there anything else we can do for you? Anything at all? Anything? A manners book, perhaps? Fine, where's that kind of shabby treatment here on Jerk Island? Anyone, if you'd be so kind as to follow us to the fire pit, we'd gladly appreciate it. We've been told something big is going to happen. Something that will change everything. Unwillingly go, or you can go unwillingly. You have no choice. Tough cookies. Do you have a choice on how you said that, dweeb? Yes, and immediately regret how I did. Good. Something needs to change around here. Fire is rebirth. Fire illuminates the soul. If the fire isn't too smoky. Smoke hurts my eyes. I have pretty sensitive eyes. I'm also horribly afraid of it. The fire, I mean, not my eyes, because of my childhood trauma involving fire. Finally, everyone starts moving towards the fire pit. If only there was a way to get away from Wraith's complaining. Take a seat on the comfortable log, feeling the fire's heat against your skin, and wait for the other killers to take their places, wondering who will want to tell a story this time. When the narrator tell a story, I bet they've got a stunning creative mind. Hey, you think, are they allowed to simply place thoughts on my mind like this? Doesn't seem fair. Everyone makes their way in, but something unexpected happens. Nothing happens. Something almost seems to be happening here. So nothing. It's probably not a great sign. Oh, cool. Now everyone's looking at you. So, you know, do something. Should I pick someone to tell a story? Are we gonna play raids? Boggle? We're actually thinking, why don't you tell us a story? Wraith points his spine skull staff thingamajiggy at you. Back out of the way. Who knows what that thing can do? Probably shoot lasers. Try not to bore us. We're just very interested in you. Don't speak for me, Huntress. Now, you can't tell if you're warm from the fire or if your nerves are heating up. You know, that fire is right there, but maybe if we stop talking about it all this time, we can start to pretend it's not there and doesn't, you know, threaten to burn us all alive. He's not supposed to hear me. Get out of here, Wraith. He was about to make an important decision about storytelling or not. No, I don't want to tell a story. Rather not. Why? Do you have something to hide? You're telling us you don't have a single story in your entire life. So so sad. Truly, humanity has reached a crumbling the dark. Did I choose the wrong option? I just want to hear your voice. Why are you being like this? I'm sorry. Because you're all much better storytellers than I am. But you wooing everyone without offending anyone. The killer's blush, flattered. Except for Spirit, she sees through you. Sorry. Oh, I'm sorry, Spirit. I'm sorry. Okay, that's not a very good story. I don't mean to insult you, but that was actually quite bad. Sorry, but the narrator keeps it real. Can't just end here. Who else would like to hear a story from tonight? You look from killer to killer, trying to decide who might be the most entertaining. Spirit! Suppose I could tell a story. I don't really want to, but anything I say is sure better than whatever you get from anyone else in this group. Like all good stories, I stole this one from someone in the past who is dead now. Can't do anything about it. Called the bride, or technically, I suppose, the fiancé. One winter, a young couple decided that next spring they'd be married. The two were madly in love. They could not wait for the snow to melt, so they would join matrimony and untie their souls for eternity. For the latest bridal trends, they decided to have their wedding ceremony at the edge of the woods in a beautiful, shabby chic farmhouse. Together, they spent months planning the details of the wedding. Two created invitations, figured out seating arrangements, tasted 100 cakes before settling on the perfect one. They chose Le Croix, by the way. So fancy. When I came time to figure out the decorations... However, the bride, or the fiancé, I guess, since she wasn't technically married yet, wanted to take the lead and set the style. After all, her boyfriend had been wearing cargo shorts and open-toed sandals pretty much their entire relationship, so he was definitely not to be trusted. Having decided on such a lovely neutral setting for the ceremony, the fiancé decided that she would create a unique floral arrangement from the local wildflowers that surrounded the farmhouse. Flowers. As soon as the sun rose on the first day of spring, she set off to the wood. Each day, she spent hours mapping out where the best blooms could be found and prepared to pick them herself the morning of the wedding, so that they'd be at the height of their freshness and beauty. Enamored with the incredible variety of flowers in the woods, she surveyed the fiancé since they had not been yet married, became obsessed with knowing just how many there were so she could choose the absolute best. When the fateful morning of the big day finally came, the fiancé told her husband-to-be that she had one final errand before the wedding. Excited for the ceremony to come, she dressed in the beautiful white gown and set off into the woods to gather flowers. Treading carefully, she followed her route, selecting only the best stems and collecting them in a basket. However, when she came upon a familiar clearing, there was something she had not expected. Somehow it was more beautiful now than it had ever been before. And just on the edge of her view was a new bush filled with blossoms so vibrant and colorful, she became dizzy just looking at them. But her fiancé ignored her sudden spell and pressed ahead, scooping up flowers after flower. Every time she did, she noticed just further ahead and possibly even more beautiful blossoms. Carried by the sweet fragrance in the air, the fiancé crept further into the woods until she turned a corner, stepped over a mossy fallen tree trunk, and realized she had been here before. But this wasn't the clearing she remembered, or at least somehow not how she remembered it. Flowers were suddenly overripe, decaying, falling from their stems, festering into moldy piles on the floor. Where bees had been, now only flies buzzed, for the scene of flowers had once intoxicated her. The odor of mildew now made her sick. She turned and looked back. The path was dark. Shadowy glen she'd walked and walked and walked. That day, the guests gathered to the farmhouse. The fiancé had nowhere to be seen. Her friends, family, loved ones began to look for her, but no avail. They searched the pasture, the tree line, and in the forest, but there were no beautiful wildflowers or young lovers to be seen. Dull, dead trees, trampled vines, and moss-covered rocks. Fiancé stayed a fiancé for eternity. Always wondering, looking for flesher blooms to clip, but never finding them. Distracted by the never-ended search for perfection, unable to see that you are loved for who you are. Out here all alone. Thought it was beautiful and sad. Like someone we know. Now, story time. A lot of people like to take pot shots at sequels, but I think every good story deserves a follow-up. When you think it's the end of the sequel, is almost never as rewarding as the original. That's why I'm much more a fan of an episodic style of storytelling. Knowing the series takes a lot of pressure off an individual installment and builds a greater sense of community between the audience and creator. Tell me, T, if you could delete any sequel from existence, what would it be? Don't answer that. We actually don't care. We're just here to make sure that we seamlessly move on to the next segment of the evening. God forbid, small talk could get in the way of a romantic Twilight moment. Dwight, I'm gonna need you to shut your yap trap. You know that we need to get back to that thing we were doing when we're not on screen? Okay. You have fun tonight. Try not to, wink wink, end up dead. Why did you say the words wink wink out loud as if there's some kind of double entendre you're getting at with the end up dead thing? Dwight is physically incapable of winking, not since then. And you do know that out of all these people are despicable criminals who with double-digit kill counts, right? Well, except for Experience. She doesn't really belong here. She's strictly a victim, not a perpetrator. Wonder she's pissed. If I hear someone trash-talking Spirit, deal me in. What do you say? We talk about this in the hot tub so I can soak this bod while I roast a ghost with some killer hot takes. Please talk of burns, things like that are lit or getting blazed. It's enough that these activities have to set next to a literal fire. Why must I be surrounded by figurative flames as well? Oh, geez, it's 10 o'clock already? I have to end off. Okay. What if we turned and ran far away from this place? We can just, you and me. On those spindly legs, you'd probably tired before you get too far. Running away someplace more secluded T is after. They should obviously join me. Have you seen these legs? Pure power. Not that my walk speed really reflects my giant stature, that is because I choose to move slowly for stealthy reasons. My own choice, that's completely logical. Why's everyone so obsessed with comparing themselves to each other and creating drama? I'm so over that. Don't you get it? Society wants to trick you into fighting with each other so that corporations can swoop in and sell you fake solutions to your fabricated problems. I'll be sitting in the shade and drinking something locally sourced while thumbing through the public domain novella printed on recycled paper because I refuse to play their game anymore. Like she's actually trying to act as unappealing as possible. Does it really turn anyone else on, or just me? The White Trapper's insatiable appetite seems his attention, along with the attention of everyone else, is still on you for the moment. If you could, I don't know, just pick one of us. Maybe we could all move on with our lives, or I don't know, some special projects we might have going on. You heard our end. Who will it be? Who will head off with this evening activity? I'm just saying, you may not get a ton of chances to date around like this before your time on Murderer's Island comes to a close. And no, I'm not satisfied with that name either. But when taken, well, with the streaming reality TV dating show boom happening, it's pretty much all that wasn't taken. Andy Parrish. No, not the Jerpin. Guys.
Jerpin.
No, Chatbot, not you too. Which killer will you pick? And yes, we're back to excluding Trickster because, ugh, guy. Spirit! Spirit? No, you picked me. Yay. Sorry, that was rude of me. I despise phonies. So I should be honest with you. You make for interesting company, and I love the idea of winning over these killers at all costs, even when I hate the game of the prize, but it's a long day. Floating suburbally, expectations grinding my teeth as I imagine sweet revenge. It takes a lot out of me. So don't stop bringing your A-game, alright? It might seem like I hate everything, and getting to know who I really am is an impossible task, not worth trying, but too bad. You won't know unless you search deep inside yourself and bring everything you've got. Or just say the exact right thing at the right time and melt my cold heart and instant. I don't know the rules here better than you do. See you at the bar, I guess. Okay, and on that note, we're going to save. And end off for the night. I didn't realize I'd been doing this for so long already. Let's go find somebody to raid though. Do. Itchy nose, itchy nose. Let's see, who is live? Jay's still live. What is Jay doing? Go to bed. Jesus, Jay. We're gonna go raid Jay though. Thank you everybody for joining me. I'll see everybody tomorrow for some good old-fashioned Xenoblade Chronicles. I really hope everybody enjoyed the stream tonight. We will be playing more of this eventually. Just kind of getting around to it for mainly viewers' choice night, but I've been really enjoying this. I may or may not continue to play this in my free time to get all the other quest lines, or maybe we'll do it for stream. Who knows? Anyway, like I said, thank you all for joining me, and I'll see you all tomorrow.